You are watching Thainess. From Next Step.
Welcome to the Good Things at the Temple show, the program that takes viewers to explore history, architecture, and most importantly, the treasures found at temples. Today, I'm taking you to Sing Buri province to visit a temple that is a landmark of the area, Wat Phra non Chakkrasi. Prince Damrong Rajanubhab, the father of Thai history, once said that this is the largest reclining Buddha in Siam. Let's go. Wat Phra non Chakkrasi in Sing Buri is an important temple and a symbol of the province. Most notably, it houses a large reclining Buddha inside the vihara. Let's head to the vihara where the reclining Buddha is enshrined. Wat Phra non Chakkrasi is a temple that has long been a symbol of Sing Buri. One of its most important artistic features is the reclining Buddha, which is housed in the vihara. This large stucco Buddha image is about 47 meters long, lying on its right side with the feet placed evenly together, the right arm bent to support the head, and a pillow or cushion under the right hand and head. The Buddha's eyes are half open, which represents the moment of the Buddha's parinirvana in Buddhist history. The reclining Buddha, representing the Buddha's parinirvana, also refers to later legends. In Buddhism, this is the episode of subduing Asurindrahu. Who was he? Asurindrahu was a powerful, wealthy Asura lord with a gigantic body. The Buddha wanted to subdue him, to bring him to the faith. Then Asurindrahu was invited to meet the Buddha. As Asurindrahu was sailing into the city, he saw that the vendors were carrying baskets filled with gold ingots and precious gems, selling them openly in their baskets everywhere. Asurindrahu was startled, wondering why this city was so wealthy that gold ingots were just common goods for sale. When he finally met the Buddha manifested himself in an enormous form, using mountains to support his arm as he reclined, until even Asurindrahu, who had a gigantic body, had to look up in awe. Asurindrahu then let go of his pride and listened to the Buddha's teachings. In the end, he chose to embrace Buddhism and became a great supporter, making significant donations to help the Buddhist religion. This is an example of the Buddha's skillful means in teaching. There's another point to note. The story of Asurindrahu seems to have been composed in Southeast Asia, dear viewers, because it involves traveling by boat along rivers and canals on the way in, which is not a common practice in India. This characteristic suggests that it is a legend that was expanded upon as Buddhism spread into Southeast Asia. Right now, we are at the replica of the reclining Buddha, located in front of the entrance, before going into the large reclining Buddha hall. This allows us to see the artistic style more clearly. At least we can see the sash at the waist and the front apron, which is a strip that extends down to the feet. This style of sash is characteristic of Ayutthaya period Buddha images. It is a distinctive feature. When we move up to look at the upper part, At the edge of the robe, where it drapes and splits into two ends resembling tamarind pods, this is actually a blend of Sukhothai artistic style. The Sukhothai style, in fact, predates the craftsmanship of the Ayutthaya period. When we look at the area of the head and the face, we can see that there are underlying influences from Sukhothai art, especially in the way the nose is shaped, this kind of rounded nose and the beautifully formed nose as well. The nose is in the Sukhothai style, dating to around 1900 BE. But if we look at the area around the eyebrows, viewers, these thick eyebrows are characteristic of the craftsmanship popular during the Ayutthaya period. The creation of large-sized Buddha images was favored in the Ayutthaya era. This particular Buddha image may have originally been made during the Sukhothai period, but was later restored in the Ayutthaya period. Especially the flame-like Ushnisha, which is quite large and long, is a feature that was already popular in Sukhothai Buddha images. Therefore, we can roughly estimate the age of this reclining Buddha from these features. It should date back to the Ayutthaya period. At Wat Phra non Chakkrasi, there is an interesting legend, viewers. It's the legend of a son killing his father. This legend of patricide seems to have been a fairly widespread literary theme during the Ayutthaya period in Siam, as we know from stories like the legend of Phaya Kong Phaya Ban in Nakhon Pathom. The legend at Wat Phra non Chakkrasi tells of a certain being who lived in this area in a cave. He went out to find food as far as China, where he met the daughter of a wealthy man. Eventually he fell for her and brought her back to live with him in this cave. They had a son together, and so he gave him a name. He named him Singanapahu. One day Singanapahu discovered the truth that his own father was a lion, which made him feel deeply hurt and ashamed. So he went into the forest and killed his own father. Out of shame for having killed his father, he built a reclining Buddha image at his father's cave as a way to atone for his sin. This is the legend. From the name in the legend, Singanapahu, it might be connected to Sri Lanka. Because the city of Singon is related to Sri Lanka, it could also be linked to the Sinhalese sect of Buddhism. These things are also spread throughout Siam. Moving on to the Ratanakosin era, during the reign of King Rama V, His Majesty came to lay the foundation for the restoration of Phra Phutta Chakkrasi. At that time, he also ordered the presentation of the Emerald Buddha and Phra Khan as important Buddha images for Wat Phra Nok Chakkrasi. This demonstrates how significant this day was, as King Chulalongkorn himself had to come and dedicate these important Buddha images to the temple, marking them as sacred protectors of the nation. In the area of the Phra, there are 9 rather large Buddha images enshrined. The facial features of these 9 Buddha images are quite similar to those of the Buddha image at Ban Nok Chakkrasi. Therefore, it is assumed that they were created as part of the same set, which means they are from the Ayutthaya period. This helps confirm that the reclining Buddha at Chakkrasi is likely to be ancient, dating back to the Ayutthaya era, based on the evidence from the artistic style. Now, I will take you to see the area outside at the back. Apart from Chakkrasi, there is a long walkway and a gallery displaying a large collection of ceramics for us to view. Let's go take a look. At the back of the Ubasot, you will find a gallery walkway featuring ceramics from many different eras, including Chinese and Benjarong wares. Each beautiful piece has its own unique history. I will now show you some of the most important pieces in the collection. Besides that, there are also quite a lot of Chinese artifacts here, both old and new mixed together. Importantly, there is one piece that is an antique from around the reign of King Rama V. It is half a bowl that Europeans ordered the Chinese to produce, and the Chinese were skilled at painting stories onto the ceramic itself. At that time, Chinese ceramics were considered a luxury item in Europe. Each piece was extremely expensive back then, and nowadays they're even more valuable. You could say there is plenty of evidence for us to see here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this Benjarong porcelain set is very important because there is evidence that it is associated with Chulalongkorn or King Rama V. After his reign, these porcelain pieces were kept at significant places where His Majesty visited. This set is complete and it is likely a set of royal regalia that His Majesty bestowed during his visit. It bears the initials Jor Por Ror and also features his portrait on the Benjarong porcelain as well. Hey, this cabinet here contains a collection of artifacts found in the temple area. Importantly, there is a Reform-era sound that I want to mention as well. It's the sound of stone carving. And the stucco design, especially the area above the eyes before reaching the eyebrows, is a large band, which is similar to the solid Buddha images apart from the color. The 9 important Buddha images located around the head area can be considered clear evidence that this site has existed since the Ayutthaya period for sure. Another important thing is that between the columns above the cabinet, there are Burmese-style thrones installed to enshrine Buddha images. There are 23 Burmese-style thrones, which are characterized by an emphasis on peacocks, lions, and carved wooden faces. Sometimes there are also angel figures as decorations, which are clearly related to Burmese art. This kind of feature is not found at Wat Phra Chakkrasi in large numbers, so it is understood that this temple likely had people connected to the Burmese who brought these items as offerings. So what do you think, viewers? Wat Phra Chakkrasi has a large reclining Buddha, which shows that this area must have had a very prosperous economy in the past, meaning it was very wealthy. Don't forget that we have archaeological evidence, such as the Mai Nam Noi kiln, which produced important Sankalok ceramics that were exported regionally from the capital, Ayutthaya. In the next segment of Good Things Enter the Temple, I'll take you to see an important place that collects artifacts related to the significance of Sing Buri. See you in the next segment of Good Things Enter the Temple. Welcome back to the segment Good Things by the Temple. Today's highlight is a place that collects stories and ancient artifacts from Sing Buri, namely the Inburi National Museum. It is located within the grounds of Wat Bot in Inburi Sub-District, Inburi District, Sing Buri Province. The Inburi National Museum has 2 exhibition buildings, the Sakburi Lin and the Klap Phem Duriangkun buildings. We'll start by visiting the first one, the Sakburi Lin building. On the second floor of the Sakburi Lin building, important ancient artifacts are displayed, which were discovered in the oldest areas of Sing Buri, such as the ancient city of Kumuyang. The exhibits range from the Dvaravati period to the Mai Nam Noi kilns, which were significant export centers during the Ayutthaya era. There are also Buddha images related to the royal capitals of Sukhothai and Ayutthaya, as well as Ratanakosin, all available for viewing. In addition, there are ceramics on display, both from China and from the Ratanakosin period. The important art objects excavated from Ban Kumuyang during the Dvaravati period are these 2 pieces, ladies and gentlemen. The piece on the right is made from, well, it bears traces of beliefs originating from India related to the sun, which were later incorporated into Buddhism as the Wheel of Dharma. when displayed alongside the Buddha image performing the Vitarka Mudra, which symbolizes teaching, with both hands forming circles, thumb and index finger touching. This represents the Dharma wheel, or the turning of the wheel of Dharma. This is the teaching of the Buddha. And this style of art, the creation of Buddha images with the Vitarka Mudra and Abhaya Mudra, was very popular in Dvaravati art between the 7th and 10th centuries CE. A large number of such artifacts have been found in the Bangku Mueang area, indicating that this city has been ancient since the Dvaravati period. Besides the Dharma Chakra and the Buddha images, this area also displays architectural decorative pieces made from terracotta. Terracotta, viewers, is made by mixing clay with rice husk and then firing it into the desired shapes. Very few architectural elements from the Dvaravati period have survived to this day, but at least one piece that is often found is this one here. It resembles a water pot, which represents the concept of abundance, a belief that originated from India. It is a water pot symbolizing completeness. The word Mai here refers to life itself. These remaining features may indicate to us that the architectural structures could have been bell-shaped stupas or castle-shaped towers, both of which had previously appeared in India as well. You can see that there are also stucco pieces on display here, shaped like castles, which leads us to hypothesize that Dvaravati architecture in the past may have existed in two forms, because as of now, we have yet to find any truly complete examples of Dvaravati architecture. This section here displays stucco works, small Buddha images, as well as votive tablets related to Dvaravati art that were found at Bangku Mueang. There is one particularly interesting votive tablet. Viewers, it depicts a seated posture with legs hanging down similar to a European style. The typical seated posture of Buddha images that we are familiar with is the cross-legged position called Samadhi Rap, where you see only one sole of the foot. This is like the sole here. In the Samadhi Fet posture, you see both soles of the feet. This too is an influence from India. But there is one special seated posture, the European style sitting with legs hanging down, just like when we sit on a chair and let our legs dangle. This posture was popular during the Dvaravati period, around 1200 to 1500 BE only. In India, it was also popular during that same period, known as the Gupta style and related arts. As time passed, once the Dvaravati period ended, around 1600 BE, and new influences emerged, the popularity of this posture faded away, viewers. So, when we excavate and find artifacts depicting Buddha images seated with legs hanging down in the European style, it indicates that they likely date to the Dvaravati period, because that was the only time this posture was popular. Once that period passed, after about 500 years, the posture changed to a new one. The display case with the sound that penetrates through it is very interesting. It clearly shows us the facial features or the facial structure of Buddha images from two different periods. The Sukhothai style, for example, has an oval-shaped face with the eyebrows quite arched, and the nose is prominent and slightly hooked. In contrast, the early Ayutthaya style, specifically the Yuthong type, has a more angular face. Importantly, something that many viewers may notice is the hairline, which appears as a band across the forehead. As for the hair curls, their size varies. Those in the Sukhothai style are larger. These characteristics reflect the craftsmanship of the royal capitals of Sukhothai and Ayutthaya, which emerged around the same period, approximately 2900 BE, but represent two different artistic lineages. Eventually, these styles blended together in the craftsmanship, resulting in the Ayutthaya Buddha image art that incorporates both Sukhothai and Khmer influences. This led to Buddha faces that are more angular, a feature rooted in the Khmer style. However, when the flame-like Ushnisha appears on top, as seen in the Sukhothai style, it becomes everything was merged with the Sukhothai style, and people as well as artisans who created these Buddha images were relocated to the capital of Ayutthaya. Ladies and gentlemen, inside the stupa there is an Ayutthaya era Buddha image. It is made of bronze, which is an alloy of 34 different metals. These metals are heated and then poured into a mold. I want to highlight this piece because it demonstrates a casting technique where the parts are made separately. The lower section, the legs, the torso, and the base, each part can be detached from the others. If you imagine the ancient technique, controlling the fire was crucial to melt the metal until it became a liquid called Nam Thong Si Deng, or red gold liquid. When the metal is still extremely hot, it is poured into the mold. If the casting were done as a single piece, the chance that the molten metal, called Nam Thong, which is metal heated until it melts, would flow evenly throughout the entire mold and result in a beautiful form like this would be very slim. By separating it into individual parts, the result is more complete, and then the pieces are joined together. In the past, the image didn't look like this. Just like when we visit temples, the Buddha images are coated with lacquer and gold leaf. Once lacquer and gold leaf are applied, you can no longer see the seams or joints. This is an ancient artisan technique that achieves this effect. Beautiful and complete, just as we see preserved to this day. Right now we are standing among the Buddha statues from the early Ratanakosin period. All three of these statues are the oldest ones here, and this one in particular, the face or the features, are styled like a traditional puppet, which was popular during the reign of King Rama III and continued for a little while after. Importantly, the robe pattern, known as the Dokfu floral pattern, was also popular during King Rama III's era. As for the two statues to my left and right, there are inscriptions stating they were built in 1934, created as offerings for those who were ill, wishing for their recovery. The faces of these statues are also different from each other. Notice the difference between the older statue and newer models. The Dok Pikul floral pattern stayed popular here in Sing Buri until 1934, so Buddha robes still used it. In contrast, the pattern had already fallen out of style for statues in Bangkok by then. Sing Buri hosts an important archaeological site, the Mai Nam Noi Kiln. This site features ceramics from the largest Ayutthaya era kiln complex in the central region. These kilns produced high sihu vessels. When you visit, a large map shows the layout of the Mai Nam Noi Kiln site, situated beside the Mai Nam Noi River. Some vessels from the site are also on display. The ceramics from the Mai Nam Noi kiln are very large and quite thick. Importantly, they are unglazed, so they lack the glossy finish that makes the surface shiny, resulting in a matte appearance. The Mai Nam Noi kiln produced these ceramics as export goods distributed throughout the region. In addition, the site also produced cannonballs, as well as water pipes and stucco used for decorating the Pranarai Rachaniwet Palace. Here's another one. The Perm Duriankun network has a connecting path. Let's go see what kind of performances they have. Let's go. Inside this room, there are ornaments, decorations and insignia of rank for monks, which are bestowed by the king on various occasions, such as promotions in rank. There are also Buddha amulets from the Ayutthaya period, although their origins are not specified. However, the patterns are very important. There are also ceramics, including tea sets for us to see. Most importantly, the fans and ceremonial fans of the monks are quite interesting, and there is a considerable display of them for us to view. Now we are in the section displaying ceremonial fans. Ceremonial fans are known by many names. The term tanpad, fan, has been used in various religious ceremonies where monks use them to cover their faces. But what is the difference between what is called pat rong and pat yon? When the word pat, fan is used, it refers to something related to special occasions. The Pat Rong is bestowed by the king on various special occasions, such as royal ceremonies or for secondary monks. But Pat Yon refers to the promotion of a monk's ecclesiastical rank. So when we hear that, receiving a fan yacht means getting a ceremonial fan signifying a rank promotion. You'll see references to Pat Rong, Pat yacht, and Tan Pat here. This is interesting. When a monk receives a Pat yacht, it simply means he has been promoted to a higher rank. Inside the exhibition room, there is a very interesting artifact. It looks like a porcelain plate. According to history, King Rama V, His Majesty King Chulalongkorn, ordered a large batch of these from the kilns in Jingdezhen, Jiangxi Province, China. They were ordered in bulk to be used as royal gifts for various occasions. As you can see, this design features the image of King Chulalongkorn, Rama V, along with the Queen Mother, and the word Charoen, meaning prosperity, in the center. These are the glazed plates from that very set which were specially ordered. But that's not all there is in this building. There's another exhibition room which should be very interesting. Let's hurry down and take a look together. Inside the exhibition hall downstairs, there is a room called Local Wisdom. Local wisdom refers to the way of life of the Siamese people before they adopted new Western cultures. For example, you can see a spinning wheel used for weaving cloth. Before we started buying clothes from department stores, we had to weave our own fabric to make garments. There are also tools related to agricultural culture, such as a rice mill. A boat paddle, for example, reflects our way of life living close to the water. This is what is called wisdom, not just local wisdom, but the wisdom of the Siamese people before the changes brought by Western culture. So how was it, dear viewers? Today, we visited the revered temple of Sing Buri province and also had the chance to see the Inburi National Museum. We've often talked about the history of Sing Buri, but today you got to see it more clearly. Right now, we're at the intricately decorated boundary marker, which beautifully showcases the charm of Sing Buri through its patterns, influenced by the capital's style. That's all for today's Good Things at the Temple. Next time, where will we take you? Stay tuned to the show to find out. There is a temple fee.
Broadcasting from Thailand. You are watching Thainess with the cooperation of Next Step.